Good evening and thanks for joining us. An agent with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is behind bars tonight facing several sexual assault charges. Charles McMullen is accused of sexually assaulting two 8-year-old boys. Last week, one of the boys told a DCF caseworker McMullen touched him inappropriately and made him perform sex acts. The allegations launched an investigation in which another 8-year-old boy was questioned by investigators. McMullen has been with the FDLE for 5 years. Before that, he worked for the Attorney General's office investigating sexual predators. But the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office says that has no bearing on this case.
We had to be very prudent about the investigation, as well as making sure that the investigation took place properly. And be it a law enforcement officer or not, it still needed to take place. And this individual now is charged with these charges. They are allegations, and of course he's going to go through the criminal justice system just like everybody else. From a law enforcement standpoint, doesn't matter who you are, if you break the law, you will be held accountable for it.
Deputies arrested and charged McMullen yesterday. He has denied all the allegations and is currently being held on a $300,000 bond.
Santa Rosa County, Florida, Florida Department of Law Enforcement (FDL) Agent Charles Kelvin McMullen was arrested this week after two 8-year-old boys came forward with allegations that the cop repeatedly sodomized and sexually abused them. According to police, the boys disclosed their information separately and did not know the other was coming forward. McMullen, who has been with the FDL for 5 years, worked on cases with the Gulf Coast Kids House and the Santa Rosa Kids House, centers that advocate for abused children. McMullen's position in law enforcement allowed him easy and trusted access to the children, and he was able to repeatedly rape the young boys from the time they were only 7 years old. The first boy came forward on October 28 to deputies with the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office (SRCSO). After the 8-year-old reported McMullen had been touching him downstairs on his private part on a frequent basis, an investigation was launched which led to the other boy coming forward. According to a report from Where, the child said the abuse began when both children were 7 years old. He said McMullen made them perform sex acts like sticking their fingers in his buttocks, putting their mouth on his penis. The victim also said McMullen put his penis in the other child's buttocks at least 4 times, the last time being October 27. He also disclosed that McMullen made him touch the other victim's penis. The first child's interview detailing McMullen's abuse mirrored the second child's. He said some of it happened at McMullen's home. The first victim said when he told McMullen he didn't like to be touched that way, McMullen would stop. However, he'd make the second victim rub his penis. When McMullen was confronted by investigators, he reportedly began to cry and then denied touching the children sexually. One of the boys told police that the abuse went on for so long because he was afraid to come forward because McMullen told him not to tell anyone. He said McMullen told him this was between you and me and not to tell anybody because it would break up his relationship, according to the report. In July of this year, ABC3 actually interviewed McMullen, who was investigating a man for driving around town and exposing himself to little boys. There was a residence in Milton that was sharing images and videos of child pornography through their social media platform, said McMullen in July, likely admiring his fellow Seco. Mr. Braswell indicated that he did have a sexual attraction towards children, and that he, in the past, had driven around neighborhoods in the Milton community and would expose himself to children as they would walk down the street, McMullen said. Since his arrest, McMullen's bond was set at $1.5 million. However, on Wednesday that amount was reduced to only $300,000. McMullen is currently still receiving his paycheck while on administrative leave. Read more at http://florida-cop-arrested-rape-boys/#E5PKRMLKYICPLIO1.99